Baruch here with genConnect, talking with Mayor Villaraigosa from Los Angeles about what he's doing to make a difference for the next generation. Baruch here with genConnect, joined today by Los Angeles Mayor Villaraigosa. How are you?
It's great to be here with you.
Good to see you, Mr. Mayor.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. You really have been a champion for education reform in Los Angeles. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing and why it really makes such a difference for the students throughout your city.
Well, I've said for some time, in fact, from the very beginning of my tenure as mayor, that if a great neighborhood is anchored by great neighborhood public schools, then great global cities have to be anchored by great public school systems. And currently in our urban schools today, this issue of education and education reform is the economic issue of our time. If we're going to be competitive, particularly in an economy predicated on intellectual capital, we need people that can read and write, that can go to college, that to have the skills that we need for the new economy. Two, it's a democracy issue of our time. You can't engage in civil society and know the issues and make informed choices if you're not, educated. It's also the civil rights issue of our time. When you look at the achievement gap and how many kids of color are not graduating, not going on to college, the disproportionate number that go into penal institutions. And I think General McChrystal said yesterday it's the national security issue of our time. So yes, that's, I think, my passion right now. It's what we're working on in our city. We've, over the last 7 years, really challenged the school district to improve the success rate, but also to lower the dropout rate. And over the last 7 years, we've seen a doubling in the number of successful schools, according to the California Academic Performance Index, at 800 and above. We've reduced failing schools from 650 and below from 33% to 10. We're closing down failing schools. We've doubled the number of charters in Los Angeles, and importantly, quintupled the number of successful charters that are at 800 and above. And they're operating oftentimes in the poorest areas, in the areas where right next to them is a failing public school. So we're focused a lot on leadership. Successful schools have strong principals. We're focused a lot on teacher training and really focusing our efforts in developing really strong teacher leaders in the classroom. So those are some of the things we're doing, and they're things that mayors and school districts are doing around the country to improve the quality of our public schools. You mentioned our competition abroad. What do American young people still do better? Well, I think they're probably more creative and innovative than anywhere else. But that won't continue if we're lagging further and further behind. I think in math, we're 25th now in the world. When Tom Friedman says the world is flat and our kids aren't competing, he's not talking about the kids in urban schools that aren't competing with the developing world. He's talking about our kids. My son was at Princeton, my daughter's at SC. They're not competing in math and science with some of these other countries. So we've got to get behind the reform effort. If you watched Waiting for Superman, right, there's a real urgency among us to really do what we can to improve the quality of our schools.
Mayor Villaraigosa, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And to learn more about what Mayor Villaraigosa is doing to make Los Angeles even better, be sure to check out genConnect.com.